new rad hoses on. Jake's well in the way. That's the bypass hose. We flushed out the block just with a garden hose. This is why we needed new hoses. That was right where the clamp is. So that was well under its way to failing. There's my box of Jubilee clamps. Can never have enough Jubilees. The Americans won't know what that means. Gear clamps.
Why do they call them Jubilee clamps?
Because that's an English name for it. They call them Jubilee clamps, and I do not know why. So we had to fix the terminal on the ignition right here, and I fixed that with epoxy. And I'm going to check it because it was collapsing pretty good. And I got to put a flat washer on there. I don't know what's going on here. That's not a good setup right there. So I got to try to find a small flat washer. Do we have any of the, maybe the parts left over once we strip this off, we'll be able to get a flat washer off of something so we can put it inside on that negative terminal.
What did you need? I don't know where the hardware is.
I need a flat washer for the negative terminal on the distributor. So that's what we're working on there. So we got the starter solenoid, courtesy of Scamazon. We're going to put a new ignition switch in, making up new battery cables. I can show you that. What else are we thinking of here today besides the coolant? We're going to fix the exhaust temporarily, and that'll give us an opportunity to see. We're going to test the tractor. We're going to test everything on the tractor, make sure everything's okay before we go any further, because we want to do a full paint job on it. I got to change the PTO adapter. The tires are pathetic. But for, like, if we use this thing for cutting grass, it might be fine. So we're going to work on some of this stuff. I got to straighten out some steering rods on it. You can see there we got to put the carburetor air intake back together again. What else? The alternators doesn't work. We got a fan belt, but it's too big. So I've got a few more things to go. We got to dolly some stuff out a little bit. And Sean's the expert at dollying. That bolt there, that was for the battery cable, the one you got out of the transmission cover?
It's
okay.
A large lug.
All right, so that it is a large lug. I'll get that made up. And this was the battery cable, so I can use this for reference for length. And then, yeah, so hang on, we'll keep going. That's her there. Everybody's working hard on her today. Here. Let's run it. It's running. Just turn it around. Alrighty, recap time. We got it started now. Got the ignition system put in. The alternator's still not hooked up yet. I gotta wire it. The problem being that we don't have any wire. We still haven't. Did you loosen off the governor linkage?
No, it's not bound up.
Okay.
It's got plenty.
Right. Watch, that's hot.
Yep.
And don't trust me. I burned myself enough on these tractors. So what we did? We did an ignition switch right here. We did a starter solenoid. Scamazon wonders. Put a coil in. Scamazon. Made up a new wire for the distributor. We cleaned up the points. I gotta show you this. Pull that cover off. Pull the cover off.
This guy right here?
Yeah. I had to make the terminal block out of epoxy. Can we get focus? Terminal block's made of epoxy because it was broken. And I don't know if we'd ever get one. We can look for it though online. So that's good. Where's the notch? Right there. Is that the notch? No, it's not the notch. What are you doing, Jimmy? 4 notches on here. Where are we at? Right there. Okay. I can smell gas. Want to turn the gas off?
Fuel's off? No. Turn it off.
So we got the new rad hoses in. Upper, lower, bypass hose. Everything's good and tight. We'll work on the fuel system when the gaskets come in. The next, probably tomorrow, we'll work on the exhaust system. I got to get some more heavy gauge wire. It lights up nice now. It's not all the trouble it used to be. So there we go. The coil that came out of here, I don't know why, but the coil that they took out of here was the resistance coil, which it had an internal resistor, and they had this resistor, which at first I thought it was variable, but it is not. It's a 1.5 ohm. And this here is just like a big heat sink and a way to mount it. Yeah. You can see inside, I don't know if you can. There's a coil in there. So it's a nickel wire wound resistor. So yeah, that's it for today. We got all that done. And I gotta get some more, we gotta get some more pre-mixed antifreeze. Or some not pre-mixed and mix our own. We're gonna put wire loom on that.
Just tie wrap it, no?
I got loom. Hold on. Whoa, would you look at that, boys and girls? A brand new welding helmet. It's the Yes Welder. And I have no idea what model number it was because I bought it off of Scamazon. And I will throw that in the link, but it was on sale. There was a special going on, so I bought it with my own money. So we're not sponsored or nothing by Yes Welder. And we're going to do some MIG welding in the trailer. So I thought I would include this little gem here. Give you what my impressions are of it. It's hard to duplicate what it looks like through there, so you can only get my estimation of what it's like from an old guy who's been welding for over 30 years, so I can tell you what it's like, what's good about it, what's bad about it. Well, there's the model. Well, that's the model number for the lens. I'll put it in there, and then we'll go from there. We're repairing the trailer, all the roof bows that collapsed in the one ice storm. We're going to try to repair those and get some usefulness out of that trailer. So that's what we're after today. I'll show you in a minute, in a second. You guys, while you're waiting for me to get this set up, I got to put a diopter in it. I got to put one of these guys in here. ProStar 2x4.25 diopter 2.00. And any of you guys that are over 50 years old, maybe even over 45, will know what this is about. This is how we see when you get older. I got to put this inside there so I can at least see what's going on. So stand by. So there's the adjustments here on the welder. I got the diopter in. You got delay. You got shade, and then you've got sensitivity. So there's no reference mark. You can see where the indicator is there, but there's no reference onto what's average. So I'm going to try about the middle. The shade is 5.9, so I'm assuming that's a cut 5, weld 9. So it goes 5.10, 5.9, 5.10. 7.11, 8.5, 12, and 9.13. So it's on the weld mode because you have weld, cut, and grind. Grind would be nothing, would be off. So I'm going to try that. I got the diopter in. You can see it in there now. It's a little bit difficult. It's not impossible. You got to just dick with it a little bit. The headset seems to be very comfortable. What? I just opened it. I just opened it. So that's all. Gives you the idea of what it's like. So putting it on, let's see if I can spin this around. So putting it on, let's get so we're not shining, I don't know. I can see that that's the distance there that I can see. The headset's really comfortable. It's got a crank on the back. You can do that. You can shake it down if you want to. And you can turn that. So, there we are. Not so bad. Okay, so this is what we're doing here is we're going to push this back. And we got this as a dolly plate. We're going to try to reflatten this flange on both sides. Well, we'll have to do one side at a time and then see how that does it. Loud noises. Okay, let that down, see what happens. Oh, like magic, it stayed. And then we'll move this down to here. That look good? So we got the one that we took out and welded back in. What do you think? Kind of, sorta? Try that. Look at the twist in it. It's twisted like a dog's, you know what. Dog's hind leg. Okay. Go up. I can't, you got the stick right where I need to hammer. Come over to here. Or there, that works. Okay. So, Sean came up with this idea to use this angel iron. Well, I don't really know it's angel sheet metal, and we're going to try to make a stiffener and weld it into place. Because as these bent, they rolled over. And they twisted. So you can see the twist in it here, because it did this roll thing this way, and now we're trying to roll it back the other way. Let her down a little bit, Sean. Okay, come a little bit back. Okay, I'll come a little bit ahead.
Which way do you want to go?
I want to try to push on this flange, just the flange. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Put some reinforcement.
Keep going. Keep going. Okay, hold on. Well, yeah, that. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. So you want? What do you think? You want to put that reinforcement in there?
Put some stock against it.
Put her down and see how bad it goes.
Not bad. Let's do it while it's under pressure. Weld the plate against it and stiffen it up. Right about there.
Yeah, I like that.
Because the arc is back.
You can see that.
There. Weld the reinforcement plate to it.
Got a sun window. And we're going to overlap this with some sheet metal, and then these ones here. That one at the front, that's just terrible. These 1, 2, 3, 4 are real bad. And we haven't got to this one yet. It's pretty bad. Even when we jacked it up to try to rescue stuff out of there, it went right back. Did you use that shit? Alright, let's get back at her.